frog fans. Alright. Oh wow, okay, that light is blinding. I set this video up this way because I didn't want there to be shadows, but now the light is way too bright. Anyways, well, it'll have to be good enough. Today I am going to do a bit of a different video. As you can see, I have the stroller up in the nursery, which I won't do again because it was way too hard to get it up here. But I have it up here for a reason. As you can see, Hermione is sitting in it. So I'm going to be doing a video about showing you how to make your reborn toddler look more realistic in a stroller. I know there's a lot of videos of people doing this for smaller babies, but I have yet to find a video about a toddler yet. And after having Hermione for a while, I have discovered a few things that I think adds a little more realism to the doll. So first I'm going to start off with posing. So right now I just sort of have her just sat in there. So the first thing is obviously you want to take the straps and adjust them so that they fit the doll properly. Luckily mine already are adjusted to her. I should get the tripod. I would recommend always having them strapped in properly, because that's going to add a little bit of realism, because, you know, a real baby would usually be strapped in, or should be. So you should probably leave it a little bit looser than you would on a real child, just for the posability. So the first one, for sitting straight up, I'm going to... So I usually do one of two things for this position. I either do, if we're in a scenery place, like a park or something, I'll do this one. So, put her arm over here, and sometimes I'll take these plastic loops and try to get one of her hands to stay on there. Doesn't always work. Okay, it doesn't look like it's going to work today, but the important thing is the head, and her bangs are going in her face, oh well. So have her head looking over the side. So this one I like because she's sort of looking down over the side of the stroller, and as you push along it may look like she's looking over, just looking at whatever you're passing. So, and not just like staring aimlessly into space. The next one for sitting up forward is I'll have a toy of some sort. Where's some of my hanging toys? This little buzzy spider. You know, have that overhanging and sort of try to line up their eye line with wherever the toy is. This isn't working the greatest. The goal is to make it look like they're looking at something. Because when they're sort of just looking off at nothing, that's the major giveaway. Alright, the next thing I do for them sitting up is toys, like toys that they can hold. She has her doll or her tiger or a ball or something. Anything will do, and then you can give that to them. Even if they're not holding it, having it somewhere with you can help with the realism, because likely a toddler is going to have a toy somewhere. Another good tip is food. So I have her sippy cup. This is just like a little dollar store sippy cup. Obviously you want to make sure that it's sealed so that nothing will come out and stain the doll. So I have a sippy cup with some fake juice that I can get her to hold on to. And then I have this little cup with some little puff cereal in there. And the thing that I found with this cereal is it does... Okay, so it'll go bad in the sense that you're not going to want to eat it, or you're not going to want to feed it to a real child, but it's not going to mold. So I've had this in here for like 4 months, and it still looks fine. So I'll like attach that to this thing or something and have it hanging over the side. I also have this little fruit pouch, and that takes me into transitions. So if you have time, you're not always going to have time for this, but if you're out and about with the doll and you want to make it look a little more realistic, you can stop every once in a while and do a little transition. So I'll stop and I'll pull the fruit cup out and I'll twist the lid off. It's sealed in there so nothing can come out. And I have a video on that, how to make this as well. And I'll just pull this out and I'll give it to her and keep on going. Another thing that I'll do is I'll lay her back. I'm not sure if this is going to work with this sippy cup. I usually do this one with her other sippy cup that is all the way in the closet, and I'm not going over there to get it. So, again, make sure it's sealed, but I will have her holding on to it and looking like she's sort of in the middle of having a drink before taking a nap, or just waking up from a nap and she's having a drink. Okay, well there, it's holding off from there, but her other sippy cup, I can make her do it with both hands. I usually find that for head positioning, it's better to have them looking to the side versus looking straight. Before we move out of transitions, I'm going to talk about attire with transitions. So, if you're out and about on a sunny day, I have her hat, and as we're going in, if we're outside, I'll probably have her hat on, and I'll have this up to block the sun, but as we come inside, I'll probably put this down and take her hat off. Now, again, sorry, I thought we stopped recording. Again, that's one that you might not always have time to do, or may not have the patience to do. I just think that that helps a little bit. I just pulled a string on my new top. Me. Sorry, okay. So, now that brings us into clothing. So, obviously you're going to want the doll to be dressed for the weather, because that's a major giveaway. If I were to take her out dressed like this right now, obviously there would be a problem with that because there is snow outside. So, you know, if it was this suitable weather, if it was really hot out, I would have her in this, and I'd probably put the bucket hat on her, and I've got her little running shoes. If it were cold out, I do have some boots for her, and then, you know, I have this hat, and I do have a winter coat and some little gloves for her. You'd also want to have a blanket, a thicker blanket for them. In summer, no matter how warm it is outside, I usually like to have a lighter jacket or sweater just in case, or a lighter blanket, if not to put it over them, to use as a sun shield. I'll usually... Can you see what I'm doing here? No, you can't. Let me take it down. Usually, if I'm doing this, I will... Running out of room here. I will drape it over the canopy and then onto the bar, because if it were a real baby in there, if you just put it like this, no matter how light the material is, it's still going to trap heat in there, so just, it's not going to matter to her because she's a doll, but if you want to look realistic, you want to with realism. And that's also a technique you can use if you're really insecure, or you don't feel like people asking questions, or you don't like getting stared at, you can always use this blanket as a security thing, and whether there's sun out or not, no one's going to question you for having a blanket over your supposed child. So that's always an option. Another thing that helps is with the weather, if it's raining or snowing, to have one of these stroller covers. You can usually find those at a thrift store somewhere. I got that one for $10. I do like to have my diaper bag with me, whatever doll I'm taking out, just because I think it adds to the realism. If you have a diaper bag of some sort, it doesn't have to be an actual diaper bag. This one is an actual diaper bag that I got at a Once Upon a Child. It just looks a little fancier. And I do fill it up with actual stuff for a baby, even though I never actually end up using any of it. Well, I do use the Vaseline on myself, but I never use it for the dolls. I just have it in there because, I don't know, just because I like to. And, you know, it's nice if you ever have to go into the diaper bag, if you're pulling out other baby stuff to get to something else that's in there, maybe your purse or your cell phone. It does add to the realism that way. Alright, next. This is a tip for people who have a toddler girl with the long hair, which is pretty common. For a napping pose, if you don't want to cover up the baby completely, I do this with Hermione quite a lot. I'll have her collapse to the side like this, and I will bring her long hair up and in front of her face. So with that, you can't really see her eyes. Covering the eyes is essential because, you know, if they can see the eyes, it's going to look weird. But this is covering her eyes, and it just looks like, you know, she passed out and her hair is just flopping in front of her face. This does work with them sitting up as well, but I prefer to do it while they're lying back, because it's easier that way. You can also do that if you have a pair of dark sunglasses for them. It's just going to look like they're taking a nap because you can't see their eyes. But I don't have a pair of sunglasses for her, so I can't do that. A personal preference for me is I like to have my stroller in the rear-facing position. If you don't have a stroller for a toddler that does the rear-facing position, then that's fine. That's just a preference for me, is I feel when the stroller is in the rear-facing position, the doll is closer to me, and I can monitor more closely what is happening with her. And I also feel like people are a little less likely to actually see her when she's facing me. Alright, so I think that's about everything. The only advice that I have left now is if you're out and about and you start to feel insecure for whatever reason, you always have the option of bringing whatever type of blanket you have and just covering them up, because that doesn't look suspicious. So, you know, just if you want to take your toddler out, or any reborn, it's absolutely fine to do so, and I think that it is a lot of fun and that more people with their reborn should do it just to get the hobby out there. And if someone talks to you about it, you have the option to, you know, tell them more about the hobby, and I usually find that that's a better route to go than trying to play off the doll as a real baby. You can do that, but I feel like, you know, if you start to tell the people about the hobby and about I'm sorry, my cat's doing something dumb across the room. If you start to tell them about the hobby and the art about it, they usually start to understand a little bit more. So, yeah, that's about it. I hope that you have a lot of fun with your toddlers and reborns, taking them out. Please like and subscribe, share this video with your friends, go check out our social media, links are below, and let's hope for some better weather soon so she can wear this adorable dress in public. That's it. Keep living the frogling's life. Bye!